Hello, everyone. So excited to be here today with Natalie Riede. Hi, Natalie.
Hello.
So, Natalie's been with us before. Today, she's here to teach us a class called From Invisible to Invincible, Unleashing Your True Potential. I love it. And I just want to tell you a little bit about her before I turn the time over to her, and she's going to tell you more. So, I think the number one thing that's important to know about Natalie is that she's a mama and a business owner who actually didn't you start your business when your baby was like 3 or 4 months old?
Um, yeah, I actually started while I was in hospital.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that early?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I started because I started when I was pregnant, and then I was actually finishing my qualification as a hypnotherapist, and there was a training the day after I gave birth. And I was like, well, she's sleeping. I may as well just like rock up and do the training.
That's insane. Okay, so what I want to tell you about her is that she is a certified master transformational life coach, an EFT practitioner, a master NLP practitioner, and master clinical hypnotherapist. And, sorry, one more thing, a proud Cancer 4 survivor. And for me, that was the draw. When I first met you, it was like, whoa, this cancer survivor thing. I want to hear more about that, because it's just just the description alone is intriguing and amazing. But the more you get to know Natalie, this part of her story is important because your attitude and your way of healing, all the things, being so holistic, being so like attached to your spirit and your determination to survive and all that. That's the part I love. So I'm gonna let you tell us the rest, okay?
Hey. Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to be here today. I love, 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 love doing masterclasses because I feel like you can get such a massive impact from a relatively short period of time. So, hello, everyone, and welcome. So, as Meredith said, today we're going to be diving into something that I think is really, really important. It's one of the more significant barriers to your success that's stopping you from reaching your full potential, and that is imposter syndrome. And this is an invisible barrier, and it kind of keeps us playing small and prevents us from being visible to our audience, from being confident and go get them, and from growing our business and our personal lives. It stops us from reaching our highest potential. And I'm here today to help you burst through that. Now, you know that you want to achieve more, right? You want to have incredible impact. That's why you're here. That's why you're learning what you're learning, why you're doing what you're doing. You've got great ideas, and I'm sure you have got immense talent. But if you are not visible and confident and taking action towards your goals, if you are not moving forward, if you're not sharing those ideas, you're not serving anybody, including yourself. So, we're going to break through all of that. And I'm going to share my top tips and strategies that I have used myself through my entire journey as a cancer survivor, as a mum of two, and overcoming everything. Because there are so many different periods in our lives as we transition. Even motherhood is a transition. You can leave yourself feeling like, oh my God, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. And you feel kind of stuck and uncomfortable. So, after that, I'm going to lead you through a quick guided meditation to meet and embody your future self, and then I'm going to follow up by a quick Q&A. So by the end of this masterclass, you're going to have some new tools in your toolkit to shift through those fears and imposter syndrome, and you're going to start immediately taking action towards your goals with confidence and ease. Sound good?
Hmm.
Good. So Meredith just told you a little bit about who I am, but I'll just tell you a little bit more. So my name is Natalie Riede. I am a Brit living in Germany, and I'm a stage 4 cancer survivor who battled cancer twice. And I also overcame a near-death experience, which completely changed my outlook on life. Nothing feels so scary once you face death. And this is kind of where I started to step into my own power. And one of my biggest things and gifts that I want to share with other women is that you shouldn't have to go through something so traumatic to have a wake-up call like that, to start living your life, right? Tomorrows are not guaranteed, so we owe it to ourselves to become our most authentic and best self. And that's what I'm here to help you with. So yes, I am a mum of two boisterous children, a 1-year-old, she just turned one last month. No, not last month, last week. Had my and a 3.5-year-old. And yeah, I am a hypno coach with a whole host of modalities under my belt. I would class myself as the queen of reinvention, having successfully pivoted from a background in sales and marketing to then being an English teacher as a private tutor in Singapore, and then for a private school in Germany. And now here I am, a small business owner, creating massive impact for my clients. I am your go-to expert on all things mindset, mindfulness, and manifestation. And yeah, I'm just really passionate about empowering women just like you to bust through any blocks and barriers and boundaries that are keeping you stuck, helping you get out of your own way so that you can create a life that you adore. And I focus primarily on harnessing the power of your subconscious mind so that you can make rapid transformational changes. So let's dive in. What is imposter syndrome? It's basically experiencing extreme self-doubt. It's those feelings of not being good enough, qualified enough, doing enough. It's that voice inside your mind who's like, who do you think you are? Or I'm a fake, or I'm a fraud, or they're going to find me out that I'm not X, Y, and Z. I don't deserve to be here. I'm not smart enough, etc., etc., etc. Who's here has had those thoughts? I know I certainly have. Now, that's okay. That is normal. But imposter syndrome is not just self-doubt. It can also show up as extreme perfectionism. Now, I know that Meredith and I have both been tackling this, and I am a reformed perfectionist. I'm a big fan now of taking messy, imperfect action over inaction. So perfectionism, what that is when we're setting really ridiculous, unrealistic goals and standards and time frames to do it all in. And we are in this continuous fear of we're not living up to expectations, to our potential. And this leads to chronic disappointment and feeling absolutely devastated that we're not reaching these ridiculous goals. I mean, literally ridiculous. And nobody was expecting us to hit this goal apart from us. And we're putting this pressure on ourselves. Now, I'm sure some of you have also experienced this, right?
Obviously, for my laughter, that's my story.
Yeah, exactly. And the third biggest thing that people experiencing imposter syndrome experience is an inability to accept praise. We dismiss compliments out of hand, and we also struggle to celebrate our own wins. We think, oh, we should be humble and we shouldn't toot our own horn because who do you think you are? And nobody wants to hear you talk about how amazing you are. And what that leads to is us downplaying our skills and successes. And this is then a cycle, right? Because if we don't acknowledge how good we are, and then we're setting these standards where we can't achieve what we think we can do, and then we've got that voice telling us that you can't do it, it's this endless cycle. And what that leads to is overwork and burnout. We try and compensate self-doubt and perfectionism by working excessively hard. Now, I've been there. I've done that. Only at Christmas, I was up at 1 a.m. every night trying to get all these things done. I was creating a new group program for January. I was creating a December program step by step, which was an advent calendar for wellness for busy mums. And I was building my website and I was building all the workbooks, like an insane amount of things. And it was my daughter's first Christmas. And we were in the UK with my family, and I couldn't enjoy any of it because I was just stuck in this cycle. It's not sustainable, and it actually stops you from moving forward. It stops you from growing, makes you miserable and ill. It really does impact your health and your well-being, your sleep patterns, your relationships with your partner, with your family, everybody, because you're just in this negative cycle. Now, if you have experienced this, like I have, and I know Meredith has, you're not alone. There was actually a study recently done by Kajabi where they surveyed over 600 small business owners and entrepreneurs, and over 84% of them have experienced imposter syndrome. 84%. That is an incredible number. And over 20% of those feel like their success was just down to luck. Again, that's that not being able to accept your praise. And 20% were worrying about being found out for their lack of knowledge and ability. So this is really common. Now, the thing is, what I want you to notice is that imposter syndrome, at the heart of it, is fear. It's the fear of failure. It's the fear of judgment. It's the fear of not meeting expectations, the fear of not being enough, even fear of success. And this fear, if we just leave it to run rampant, it does lead to stress and anxiety and low self-esteem and burnout. It stops you from growing and seizing opportunities. It stops you from being visible. Now, you can't help anyone if you're hiding your light under a bushel. And we don't want this fear to get you stuck in your comfort zone. Now, the comfort zone is a great place to be. Don't get me wrong. It's a safe space. We know what to expect. We feel confident there. And it's fine. It's good to have time in the comfort zone because it allows us to rest and reset and prepare for the future. The problem is it's very easy to get so comfortable that you get complacent and you procrastinate and you lose all forward momentum. To put simply, if we stay in the comfort zone, your hopes and your dreams will wither and die. I know it sounds extreme, but it's true.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah, because in this comfort zone, there is no room for anything to grow. You're not stretching yourself. You're not stepping into any discomfort. You're literally doing a Groundhog Day, repeating the same thing day in, day out. You stagnate. And the longer you stay here, the scarier it becomes. And this results in opportunities passing you by. Last year, I had an opportunity to do a talk on Zoom, in front of thousands of people. And there were only 40 opportunities. And I was like, well, that sounds amazing. And then immediately I was like, oh, no. Like, I can't do that. Like, I'm still a newbie. Like, I've only just finished my qualification. And I didn't put my name down. And then I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And then the places were filling up really, really quickly. And in the end, I put my name down. I didn't have a topic. I didn't have a title. I had no idea how I was going to fill 20 minutes, but I put my name down anyway. And it's one of the best things that I have ever done. I'm going to show you and tell you how I got there. Like how did I move from that? Because really, when it comes down to it, you've got three choices. Okay. So you've got choice number one. You don't make any changes. You decide, hey, I'm happy in my comfort zone. I'm happy where I am. It's cozy. It's comfortable, a bit boring, but it's okay. I'm ticking by. But you have to realize that with that decision, you're not going anywhere. You're not changing anything. You're not growing. So 6 months down the line, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you will be exactly where you are now, or worse off, because those negative thought patterns that are whispering in your ear are eroding your confidence over time. And that's why I said it's an invisible barrier. You're not noticing it, but it does get progressively worse. Option two is the kind of scorched earth approach, all or nothing. You make that decision like, that's it, 100%, I am all in. And you throw yourself at every single opportunity going. It's high risk, high reward, and you will experience rapid growth. But my God, is that uncomfortable? It's going to come with a lot of tears because you are growing so rapidly, you're evolving so rapidly. You've got to shift a lot of things. And there is a lot of energetic work in doing that. Now, yes, you can grow exponentially in a very short period of time, but it can be very quick to turn into overwhelm, into feeling panic and loss of concentration and burnout. And then you're going to fall back into that comfort zone. So number three is the one that I use myself and the one that I advocate you do, but like you do whatever's best for you. But this is the one that I recommend. It's somewhere in the middle. We're not stepping out of our comfort zone 100%. What we're doing is we're going to expand our comfort zone. So by gradually expanding it through deliberate effort, intentional thoughts, and aligned actions, we can grow and expand. And we're just starting with small things. And every step that you take, it's going to grow your confidence. And as your zone expands, you become bolder. And before you know it, you've surpassed your previous goals with ease and you're ready for that next level. The larger your comfort zone becomes, the more masterful you are going to feel in all areas of your life. And with a large comfort zone, you're going to take risks that will shift your reality and it will feel good. And that's what I'm all about. So let's get into the strategies. How do we expand the comfort zone? Because it sounds great, but what's the theory? Like, how do I do it? What's the action I can take? So these are things that I do myself personally. And the thing that I would recommend is that you get a journal. I'm all about that journal life. I love having a journal because it's black and white in front of you and it gets you out of your head. And when you're journaling, you're really connecting to your subconscious mind. You're bypassing that conscious mind and all that other stuff in there, and you're digging right down to the roots of the problem. And that is the biggest way to change your mindset shift is by rewiring your subconscious mind. And that makes transformational changes that will just blow your mind. So grab a journal or a piece of paper, whatever floats your boat. And what you're going to do is you're going to draw a circle on the middle of the paper and you're going to write the comfort zone. And in the middle of your comfort zone, you're going to write down your skills and your resources and the knowledge that you have, like the back of your hand, the things that you do regularly that you're comfortable with. Maybe you're a whiz at Canva. Maybe you enjoy making reels. Maybe you're really great at live talking. Maybe you're really great at writing content for your social media. Whatever it is, you're going to fill that circle with your comfort zone actions, skills, resources, knowledge, all of those things. I'll give you a few moments. Now, remember, this kind of thing, it can be a more in-depth thing. So you want to start it now just to get the ball rolling. But this is something that you can definitely do and expand on later on. Now, outside of that circle, you've got all of this blank space. Do you know what's going to go there? It's all of the things that you know that you should be doing, the things that need to get done, the things that make you uncomfortable, make your palms sweaty, make your heart pump out of your chest, those things that worry you, but you know that they are going to have significant value to move the needle towards where you want to be. It's the things that need to get done for you to grow professionally and personally. Maybe that's going live on social media. Maybe it's giving a presentation to your peers or making a sales call or posting on LinkedIn. I want you to write down a list of those things all around the outside of your comfort zone. Now, like I said, this might be a task that you're going to come back to because we are limited on time. But when you have written those things in the circle and outside the circle, I want you to think about what's stopping you from doing those things outside the circle. Because your circle's pretty full, right? You've got a lot going on in there in the middle. What are the patterns that you start to see? Is it that you've got a fear of failure or of judgment? Is it that negative self-criticism? Are you thinking about what other people have said? Think about and journal out what is stopping you from taking those actions. Because it's only by this reflection can we actually start analyzing it and moving forward and taking action. Good. Now, we also talked about at the beginning those voices that we have running through our brain, right? Those, I'm not good enough, who do I think I am? All of these negative thought patterns. What I want you to do is the next time that you have that thought running through your mind, stop and start humming. I know it sounds weird, but when you start to hum, you're using a different part of your brain and it stops that thought pattern in its tracks because you cannot hum and think at the same time. I don't know why it works, but it does. So you're going to stop that thought and immediately think to yourself, what triggered that thought? Because it didn't just come out of nowhere. There was some kind of event or feeling or opportunity or something came up that triggered you. So, like I said, when I had this opportunity to speak in front of all of these women, immediately I was like, oh, I can't do that. Or who do you think you are? And I journaled it out. I really was like, what triggered there? What is this fear? And by writing it down, I could lead myself to the next journal point, which is it fact or fiction? We're going to challenge the validity of your self doubt. Are those fears, those thoughts, that voice in your mind, is it based on fact? So, for me, for example, when I was younger, I gave a presentation in school and it did not go well. And so I had this fear in the back of my mind that I would trip over my words, that I would like sweat through my clothes and people would look at me and people would laugh at me. I mean, this happened when I was like, I don't know, 14. I'm 38 now. And so, like, noticing that actually it all came back down to this memory and realizing, okay, well, since then, obviously, I have changed, I have grown, I've experienced so many different things. Oh, yes, I actually used to be a teacher for a CEO of a Fortune 500 company in Singapore. I had to hold my own, I had to be able to talk with him and present with him. And we were actually discussing Pride and Prejudice, one of my favorite books. But like, I had to know what I was talking about. So I was like, okay, well, if I know all the things I'm knowledgeable about from that middle circle bit, right? Then is this a true story I'm telling myself? It's not, because I've got the evidence of the opposite. So we want to challenge it and we want to think about, where is the history from this? Okay. Is this a story you're telling yourself true? What's the evidence? Is there another way to look at it? So I had this presentation that I could do, right? But it was live. I had a massive block in going live. So I thought, this was my biggest thought. Well, I can't do that presentation because I've never been live. Going live is scary. And that's when my perfectionism came back in. Now, I'm a reformed perfectionist, but I still experience these moments of, oh, who do you think you are? And you're always going to experience that, because at that next level, every time you were embodying and evolving and expanding into that next level of version of you, it's new and it's challenging and it's a bit scary. You're always going to experience these kind of things, and it's acknowledging it and moving forward. So I had this block on going live, even though I'd presented, even though I had done all this amazing work before. I was worried that I would fluff up my words, that I wouldn't be articulate. And it stopped me for ages. And the longer I like stayed in that fear, the scarier it became. Until one day I was like, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna press live. I'm just gonna do it. Okay. And this is the one of the things that's leading me into now is taking the action. We're developing resilience by taking action. We're having a mindset shift. There's no such thing as failure, only feedback. Failure is the best teacher. It allows us to learn and do better next time. It's all part of the journey. Nobody wakes up and then immediately they're a master at something. We have to make mistakes so that we can learn. And this is a huge mindset shift. So, how did I press the button on going live? And how can you do the same? I picked one item from the middle of my circle. I chose a topic that I was comfortable talking about, which I believe was, it was talking about my experience of my near-death experience and the mindset shift that came out of that. It was something I was comfortable talking about. It was my personal experience. So I knew that like nobody could judge me on whether I was qualified enough to talk about it, because it was personal to me. So I chose an item from the middle of the circle that I felt comfortable about. I added it to one of my big things outside the circle of live presenting. And I took the small step of just doing a 5-minute live. and I pushed the button. I didn't psych myself out. I didn't sit there looking at it, being like, do I push it? Do I not? Do I push it? Do I not? Because that makes it worse. This is what I want you to commit to doing. This is a homework task that is going to stretch you, but you are going to thank me for it. Make a commitment to do something like this as soon as possible. Today, if possible. And if you do it, please send me a DM or tag me on social media or share with Meredith and tell me how it felt to actually get out of your comfort zone and do the thing. It's going to be amazing. Yes, scary, but incredible. So maybe one of the things you are scared about is networking. So start small, find an online network so you're not doing it face to face, and just get 5 contacts. Doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to contact them afterwards, but just talk to people, have 5 conversations. Now, for me, it was going live. So think about for you, what's a small step that you can do? Risk taking does come with a degree of failure, but that's okay. Once you realize that it's okay to fail, it's okay not to be perfect. And if you learn to laugh at yourself when things go wrong, you talk it up to experience, and you start coming from a place of authenticity. I did a live the other week, and partway through, I switched to German. I didn't even realize I was doing it. Just a few words popped out, and I was like, oh, sorry. It's like I had something else on my mind. And yeah, but I laughed about it, and it was totally fine, and I could move on. So that's an action point for you to do. And the second one that you're going to do is reframing your negative self talk. You know, those words, I'm not good enough. Who do I think I am? Once you stop yourself from doing that thought, replace it with a positive one. If I go live and I'm like, God, that was awful, it went really badly, and I'm continuing getting myself down, then I'm undoing that good work I've just done. I have to say something positive to reinforce this movement, right? I'm so glad I went live, even though I was scared. I did it. Yes, I could improve on it, but I did it. Acknowledge it, embrace it, really enjoy it, which leads me on to the next point, celebrating your successes and accepting praise. I want you to accept compliments graciously. It helps reinforce your self worth when other people tell you how good you are. It doesn't matter whether it's something you said to someone or what you're wearing. I know when people give me compliments, I'm like, oh, this old thing, oh, it only costs €5 or whatever it is. Don't, just say thank you. We are, particularly as women in society today, are kind of guided into we don't want to toot our own horn, we don't want to know how great we are, and we want to downplay or dismiss anything positive, and we're quick to show people our mistakes. I want you to stop doing that immediately. And I want you to also think about the fact that compliments are relational. What I mean is somebody took the time to come to you to share something, some experience or something that they liked or something that they resonated with that you said, or just how you look or what you're wearing, whatever it is. Somebody took that time to talk to you and you rejected them. You dismissed their compliment. So you're rejecting yourself and them. Now, imagine like if you give a compliment to someone, notice how they react to you. Like if they reject your compliment, how's that going to make you feel? If somebody compliments you, say, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's amazing. I'm honored you would take that time to talk to me. This is really going to change how you look at yourself, how you interact in the world. I want you to start complimenting people and compliment yourself. We're going to develop our positive self talk here. You would never talk to a friend or a client the way you talk to yourself. So practice. If you're uncomfortable hearing praise, give yourself praise in the mirror. Nobody can hear you or see you. Look at the mirror, make eye contact, and say, I'm proud of you. I love and accept myself. I am worthy. I am enough. How does it make you feel saying those things out loud? Does it feel icky? Does it feel good? Does it feel weird? The more you practice this, the more you say it, the easier it becomes because we are what we think. So we want to change those thoughts, right? We're rewiring our subconscious mind by putting in new input. And let me tell you this, you are amazing. You are. You just have to believe it yourself. And I'm going to go back to journaling again because it's one of my favorite things. Keep a success journal. Write down your qualifications, the training courses you've done, your life experiences, any memberships for accrediting boys, any qualifications, testimonials, endorsements, awards, any wins, big or small. I like to call it why I'm the shit list because I am the shit. I'm amazing. I'm incredible. And I've got this long list. One of my mentors challenged me to write 50 things, and I got stuck at 5 at the beginning. It felt really uncomfortable. But this is a practice that you can start adding to. And if you write all the things that you already know, and like I went live, I wrote that on my list. I went live today, even though I was scared. I went live and I posted this. I had an interaction. Somebody DM'd me and said, I'm so glad that you shared what you shared today. It really helped me. I put that on there. I used to be afraid of public speaking, and yet going live and doing that presentation led me to doing podcast interviews, which led me to meeting Meredith, which led me to being here today.
Mhm.
Opportunities will unfold, doors will open. You have to be ready to step through. Which leads me to step number 4, having support, having a community of people that will celebrate your successes with you. Are you surrounding yourself by cheerleaders or cheer poppers? Because I want you to avoid those negative Nancy's and Debbie Downers like they are the plague. They are only going to pull you down. Find your tribe. Who are those people who are going to raise you up when you are feeling down? Enjoy a peer group, people who are doing the things that you're doing, or people who have achieved the success that you want to achieve. They are going to help you so much more to grow. You cannot grow if you're still looking backwards, if you're being held back by others. And also by sharing, you instantly feel lighter, right? You don't feel so isolated. You're not judging yourself when you realize that everyone feels the same way. Oprah even did an interview where she said that she had experienced imposter syndrome. Oprah. So I'm like, you're in good company here. Okay, but we're just going to be working through it. That's what we want to do. Okay, and the 5th thing, the last thing that I'm coming to, which is tying all of this together, is connecting to your vision. Why do you want what you want? Because fear is a mirror. On the opposite side of fear is desire. So if you have a fear of public speaking, it's because you have a desire to be on stage or on an online summit or whatever it is, sharing your knowledge, having a massive impact so others can learn from what you have to share. So recognize the opposite of fear is desire and connect to the vision. Why are you here? Why are you doing what you are doing? Because you have got to have a desire that is bigger than your fear. That's what's going to drive you forward. Connect to your vision. What is your why? What's your purpose? How will you know that you've achieved what you want to achieve? What's that going to look like? How will you show up in the world once you've achieved that thing? How is it going to impact the people around you? Are you going to have more time to spend with your family, more holidays, more laughter, more money, more freedom? You've got that big idea, this vision. I want you to really connect to what that is. Now, having a vision is great, but practically we need to actually be able to take action steps. So we're going to chunk that down. And what I mean is coming back to that circle and that action that you want to take, I want you to identify the benefits of that action, that uncomfortable action. Crystallize what the benefits are of completing this dreaded activity. What are you going to get once you have done it? So for me, going live gave me the confidence to go live again and again and again. And it gave me the confidence to go live in this big group. It gave me the confidence to be in this podcast. Do you see what I mean here? Like it can all lead to things. I slowly grew my comfort zone. I didn't go from, oh, I'm afraid of going live to being on podcast interviews to giving masterclasses. It was a step-by-step action. I wasn't doing this ridiculous standards and and like goals, I chunked it down. And when you know what the benefit is, it's going to feed your motivation and your determination, and it's achievable, which again, you add to your success journal, right? You're feeding into it because small steps lead to big changes. The more you show up and do what you've committed to doing for yourself, the more confidence you're going to have in your skills, the more masterful you're going to feel. What's it going to feel like once you've done that? What's it going to give you? How good is it going to feel to build your self-esteem? If I'm going live, I'm boosting the algorithm on my preferred social media. I'm reaching more people. Amazing. For me, one of the benefits of going live, saving me time. Instead of faffing around on Canva for hours on end, I could go live. I could share what was on my heart. I'm talking authentically. I can repurpose this material. It hasn't really taken me a lot of time to plan it all. I've just written some bullet points. And by showing up and being authentic and just talking to people, just like I'm talking to you now, people are resonating with me. People are buying from me because they trust who I am. I'm not trying to be someone I'm not. I'm honest and I'm real. Those were the benefits for me. So this is why when you've got the benefits, and this is why I really tell you to get a journal, because you're going to have this written down in black and white. Now, I'm also a vision boarding fan. I love a vision board because I like to have images representing what my hopes and dreams are. So whatever works for you. So let's recap our top 5 strategies. We have got reflection. We've got the circle that we're doing with our comfort zone. We've got talking about, is this real or fiction? Those voices that we have, the stories that we have. What are our triggers? What are the patterns? We've got building our support system. We've got building resilience by taking positive action, reframing our mental language and our affirmations, celebrating successes and accepting praise, and connecting to our vision and the benefits. And these are the top 5 strategies that I use all the time and that you can implement today to start taking amazing action. And what I want to do is end today by doing a quick guided meditation where you're going to meet your future self. So this is the version of you who's already achieved your current goals, your hopes, your dreams, your desires. Now, we're doing this because working with the subconscious mind is really where you can experience rapid transformational changes. Now, Mary just knows this. We've done some work together in the past, and it is absolutely incredible. And by meeting the future version of you, you can actually start to embody her today. Now, I do want to share before we begin that this is a guided meditation and it is visualization. Now, a lot of people can see images, but if you're one of those people who struggles to see images, that's okay. Don't stress about it. You're still going to benefit from this exercise. Some people see words pop into their mind or experience feelings, sense things, smells, tastes. So whatever is presented to you in your mind as you're going through this guided meditation is right for you. Don't try and force images to come if they're not coming. You're just going to allow my voice to wash over you and allow this transformation to begin. Okay? We're going to get out of our brains and just relax and let it be and just see where your mind takes you. Okay, good. So for this guided meditation, I just want you to be in a calm, relaxed environment. If you've got your phone on, turn it off or turn the volume down, put it on flight mode. It's only going to be a few minutes, but it's a time just for you. And you can either sit or lie down with your arms unfolded, legs unfolded, uncrossed, feet planted firmly on the floor. Or if you're lying down, lie with your arms down by your side. Okay, get comfortable. You can roll your shoulders back, move your head around, get comfy, and just allow your eyes to close. And just take a few nice breaths here. Just breathing in and out, breathing easily and effortlessly. In and out. Not breathing in any particular rhythm, just in whatever way feels good. Breathing in and out, relaxing more and more with each and every breath that you take, becoming more and more relaxed. And if there are any outside noises, strangely they allow you to relax further, to go deeper and deeper inside your mind, allowing any noise or stress from the outside world to slip away as you enter into the peace of your inner world, allowing your shoulders to drop down. Relax, relax, relax. And with each and every breath that you take, you are becoming more and more relaxed. Nobody needs anything from you right now. This time is just for you. Relax. 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 Good. And now I would like you to use the power of your mind's eye to see yourself as you are right now. Visualize yourself. What are you wearing? Where are you sitting or lying down? What can you feel? Can you feel the weight of the chair underneath you? What can you hear? What can you smell? Experiencing your reality of now. Good. And now what I would like you to do is take a moment to look forward to the future. Look forward to a time and place where you have achieved your heart's desire, your goals, your dreams and aspirations. At this time in the future, you are living the life of your dreams. Happy, healthy, wealthy, full of love. Take a moment now to bring an image to your mind of the version of you who has achieved all of those things. See the future version of you, the woman who has ticked off all of those goals with ease, grace, and confidence, who has expanded her comfort zone boldly and bravely, growing and expanding. See this version of you now. What does she look like? What is she wearing? Notice how she stands. How is she interacting with the world and the environment? Can you sense her essence? Is she wearing a perfume? If so, what does it smell like? Is she with anybody? What is she doing? Where is she off to? Perhaps she is wearing a sharp suit and killer heels on her way to give a presentation on her groundbreaking new business. Or maybe she is wearing comfy flats, a sun hat and a sundress, smiling as she checks her phone and sees another notification come in of someone joining her new program. As she switches her phone off, and focuses on her family in front of her. Allow yourself to connect to this image. Good. You see this future version of you so clearly. She looks so happy, confident, and radiant. She is so incredibly successful. And you walk towards her, you're drawn towards her like a magnet. And you get closer and closer and closer until you slip into her body. And you are now this version of you, your highest self, the best version of you who has achieved all that you want to achieve. You are now looking out through her eyes, seeing what she can see, hearing what she can hear, feeling what she can feel, what she can smell, what she can touch, what she can taste. It feels so good. Allowing the feelings of this version of you to wash over you. This confidence transferring as energy into you and the beliefs that she has about you. Allow yourself to smile as you feel the pride and joy in your entire being, radiating from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. Know that these achievements are yours. How good does it feel to be so confident, so self-assured, so at ease? Good. Drink in this moment right in here, right now. Dial up those emotions. How good does that feel? Dial it up in intensity and the brightness, the flavors, the smells, the colors. Dial up this intensity, really lock it in, connect to it. How amazing is it to be this version of you? And as you feel like you cannot feel any more amazing, I want you to push the finger and thumb on your left hand together and squeeze it so tight, anchoring in this amazing feeling into your body. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And release. Good. These feelings, these emotions are now anchored into your fingertips. Any time that you want to connect to this feeling, this image, this knowledge right here, right now, you can just push those fingers together and immediately come back to how you are feeling right now, which is incredible because you are amazing. You are confident and capable. You feel radiant, full of energy. Drink it all in. Embrace this feeling. Good. Enjoy how amazing it is to have achieved your goals. You are so eager to continue expanding and growing and sharing your light with the rest of the world. You are so aware of all the wonderful opportunities open and available to you. You are embracing this feeling. And you know that you can become her because she already exists within you and she exists in your future timeline. She is within you waiting to be unlocked, and you have unlocked her right now. You have unleashed your potential. You know you have all of the tools and the resources within you at your disposal. You experience her wealth of knowledge download into your subconscious brain. You know everything that this version of you now knows. The tools, the resources, the confidence, the abilities to step forward into the unknown. And you know that you are going to do everything within your power to become her because it is inevitable. Your mind is clear and focused. You are alert. and driven towards your goals. Any fogginess or heaviness or doubts in your heart and your mind that have been weighing you down are released instantly, effortlessly. You are looking at the world through a brand new, fresh pair of eyes, and damn, does it look good. Everything is sparkly and new, exciting and fun and challenging. And you embody this version of yourself every day. Every day, in every way, you are getting better, better, and better. Happier, healthier, and more confident. And from now on, you will make all decisions from this place of self-assurance. Whenever you come to a problem or an issue or an opportunity, you're going to connect to this person, this version of you. And what would future you do? It's so easy to make decisions and show up as this confident person because you are her. You have become her, and you become who you are meant to be every day with every step and every decision. You are confident, assertive, a go-getter with an amazing outlook on life. You are incredible. Good. Feels so good. I'll take a nice, deep cleansing breath and relax. And we're going to welcome these feelings of confidence, self-worth, capability into the rest of our day and the rest of our days from here on out. Now, in a moment, I'm going to count from 3 to 1. And when I get to 1, you are going to be refreshed. And you're going to bring everything from this journey, all that knowledge, that love, that confidence on your inner journey with you into the rest of your days. And when you open your eyes, I just want you to remain silent and jot down any things or feelings or emotions that you want to remember about your journey. Good. 3, coming back to the present time now, becoming more alert and aware. 2, wiggling those fingers and toes, stretching your body if that feels good, feeling the ground or the chair or the floor beneath you. And 1, eyes open, wide awake, feeling great, refreshed and alert. Welcome back to the room, everyone. Take a moment now to jot down anything that you would like to remember, any feelings, memories, the smells, anything that's going to connect you, any downloads that you received. Take a sip of water if you would like. Relax. Good. So remember, you can always come back to this and you can rewatch this as many times as you would like. There is no right or wrong with how many times you do a meditation. I want you to remember that this confident and successful version of you is you. You have the strength and capability to achieve great things. Good. Wow. That's it from me today. I'm going to open up in a moment for any questions and answers that you might have. I would like to share if you would like to continue this journey in working through your fears and the blocks that are holding you back. I do have an amazing free resource. It's called Fear Less, Do More, and it is the ultimate toolkit in actually using fear as fuel towards your dream life and aspirations. It is an interactive workbook full of insightful journal prompts, a way you can work through your fears. It's got a quiz to see exactly what's holding you back and where. It's even got an action planner so you can take steps towards your goals and desires. And it also includes a bonus guided meditation, different from today's one. It's all about boosting your confidence, leaving you feeling like an ultimate badass. And it's completely free. I can drop the link in the comments below, or I'm sure Meredith will also share it with you. And like I said, if you want to share any of your wins, your light bulb moments, do follow me on social media. My name is Natalie_Riede Hypno Coach. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And yeah, thank you for joining me today. And yeah, I would love to hear any questions that you might have, thoughts, shares, light bulb moments. Yeah, let me know.
Well,
Oh, it's just
Madalena had to leave, but it's so cool how you can get into that mode, the meditation, and then come out and I wasn't feeling like a lot of things. I was just lost in the place I was and the thoughts I had. And then like when you had me come to, I just smiled so big. I felt so happy and light. And then I start writing and there's like emotion just starts coming. Like just raw emotion. It wasn't like a feeling. It was like just tears.
yeah.
It's just, oh, there's the power of what you do is amazing. And the words you shared with so much passion and feeling were very uh, felt. They got through, you know? I can't say enough. You're amazing, and I loved that. And my vision this time compared to last time is different, and I think that's really neat too.
I love that. Well, that's what it's all about. It's about growing and expanding and evolving and having that flexibility because our dreams do change, right? We don't need to get stuck in this concrete of this is the only thing for me. As we're growing and changing, so do our desires. And it's okay to let go of something that no longer serves us to move on to the next thing. So it's
Yeah,
been my
but
absolute pleasure.
for me, it's usually like I'm picturing myself somewhere. And last time I pictured myself, I remember sitting on a beach with my husband.
Yeah.
And that represented something big to me. Like I had the means to do that. And that we were sitting there and I was super carefree and confident and self-assured and proud of how far I'd come and all I'd accomplished. And this time I pictured myself on a stage and it
Yes.
was so different because I was like this shining professional woman who is just talking and confident and happy in herself and people wanted to hear from her, and it was like a professional image and it's super cool.
How good does that feel?
Awesome.
And if you want it, you can have it.
You know what? When you were finishing up, you said you are her. Guess what my last words were in my, what do you call that? Thought dump. I wrote, I am her.
Yes, you are. Honestly, I've got tingles just listening to you talk. I'm really like, because I feel like when I do something like this, when I'm doing meditations or hypnosis, I can really sometimes feel like the exchange in the energy. I know sometimes I lose people when I talk about that woo-woo stuff, but like
Oh,
I can feel what you're
that's
saying,
so
and
cool.
it's incredible.
I love that. Like for you to actually sense that.
Yeah, it feels good.
You have important work, my friend, and so much talent. So I know that that's the point of being here today is for you to serve my people. And you have. So but I also know that you're good at taking compliments.
Thank
You have to
you.
work on that
I
too.
appreciate that. Yeah. And it's a work in progress. Like, don't get me wrong, I get my days. I'm like, what am I doing? And who do I think I am? But I do, this is the thing, like, I think one of my big things is I don't just talk the talk, I walk the walk. And this is stuff that I use. Like, it's practical, it's not fluff and esoteric nonsense. It's practical, real world. This is how I can create a life of my dreams. And this is how you do it. Like, I've done it. And if I can pull myself out of a dark place and overcome so much to create a life better than my dreams and still
Mhm.
feel good about wanting more. It's not greedy to want more. I'm just embodying and stepping into a higher version of myself. And I think that that's like something that we owe it to ourselves to do, really.
Yeah, between that thought you just shared and the I don't know how to explain this. The unintentional work you've done with me, helping me accept compliments. It's not like it took a lot of effort. It's just, I think maybe the right time and place. When
Hmm.
you were saying things to me about who I am and that I need to embrace that and accept it, it was like I was ready to.
Yeah.
But I felt the things you said to me about me felt so good and so true. And that's been like another fire beneath
Yeah.
me, behind me, you
Yeah.
know. So the stuff works, guys. The stuff is powerful, and um, what's neat about my vision changing is not that I let go. It's
Hmm.
that it's grown
Yeah.
because before that felt huge and felt awesome, and it was like my end goal. And now I'm like, "Pff, I could sit on a beach with my husband and feel super accomplished. Like,
Yeah.
of course.
And that's the whole point about expanding, right? Because like you can unlock that. You're like, well, this is possible for me. What is that next thing? And then once you get to that stage, it's not like your goals and aspirations like, oh, I'm done. I've got there. You're like, what is the next thing? How can you have the biggest impact? I do believe that we've all got gifts that we can share with the world, and we owe it to ourselves and to the rest of the world to get out of our own way
Yeah.
and and share, basically.
Yeah, and you just gave us a roadmap. And
Yeah.
how valuable is that and how rare is that to have a roadmap to do that? So I'm super excited. And I love the circle too, because that's, even though, I have a problem with
Yeah.
visualization, it's still visual. I mean, I can see it.
Yeah.
So it's just so, I think it makes it more tangible and
For
more
sure.
understandable,
Yeah.
relatable.
Yeah, and feel free, like I said, like drop me a DM on my socials, or message Meredith, or comment on my social media. Like, I would love to hear how you implement this, how it makes you feel. Like, what changes have you experienced? Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, Natalie, for being here.
My pleasure.
I'm gonna stop recording and stay around for a second, okay? But everyone who is listening or has experienced what I just did, don't hesitate to reach out to Natalie. And I mean, even just following her and eating up all of her materials, her offerings. Number one, this woman is affordable. She's constantly giving away things that she's poured her heart, soul, and all of her time and energy into for a really low cost. And so there's really no reason not to. And the services she offers the coaching that's life changing, and I've experienced, I cannot talk today, I've experienced those myself, so I'm speaking from experience. But one of these days I'm going to get Natalie to start her own podcast, but for now, stay connected with me too to hear from her, because she's been on my podcast, she's going to be on it again, we're going to start doing lives together, and the more you spend time with her, the more you're going to love your life. I think that's a good slogan.
That is a really good slogan.
Especially from someone else. All right, guys, I'm going to say goodbye. Have a nice weekend.
Ciao.